After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 424.
Should I make a comment about my hair just to get the face?
Today is Saturday, October 17th, 2020.
I messed her up.
And I'm going to have to start all over again. I'm sorry, guys. Hello, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 424. Today is Saturday, October 17th, 2020, as we are recording. I am Alicia, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
Actually, she's known as the pain in the neck.
And I am leaving that first part in, by the way.
I don't care. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Phone and the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad that you found us, and we hope that you find something you like and that you will, stay with us. And if you are returning, we hope that, we're glad to have you back. If you're in the shadows, please feel free to press the little subscription button on your right and hit the little bell so you get notifications. In fact, newcomers, you want to do that too, that would be great. Mm-hmm. If you want to be a part of the alongs and the giveaways and the fun and all that kind of stuff.
The food?
The food, yes. Join us officially over at our home. It's phnpodcast.freeforums.net.
It's also in the
little drop box, whatever that's called. phnpodcast.freeforums.net. We'd love to see you there.
I forgot a shawl.
We do have a new member, official new member, and that is Hopester or Hop Esther, I don't know, Hopester.
I kind of like the idea of Hopester.
Hopester, I like that. That's kind of cool. Kind of, yes.
Like hipster, but a hoper?
Hopester, yes. We could use a lot of hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're glad to have Hopester with us, and if it's the wrong way of pronouncing it, please let us know.
It sounds like a fun nickname for someone whose name is Hope.
Yeah.
Hey, Hopester.
Yeah, kind of cool. So we're glad to have you with us. Let's see. Oh, tea, yes. We both have 7.
And also, we're having bada bean. Well, I'm mostly having the bada bean, but this is, do you like it?
Mm-hmm. What is it?
Sweet onion and mustard.
Figures a bit. It tastes like something should be on a hot dog.
You see, I don't actually like mustard.
I do.
But
that's what I taste more intensely is the mustard.
But it tastes to me like, the other mustard that I like, the,
Dijon?
No, I don't like Dijon. I put it in things, but, I cook with it, that's about it. The mustard Dad likes, the sweet.
Oh, honey mustard.
Honey mustard.
See, it doesn't taste like that to me. But it's got enough of the sweet onion in it.
Mm-hmm. And I think maybe the sweet onion makes it so I don't dislike it.
Yeah. It's good. That's the first time I've had that one. So that was cool.
That's why I didn't tell you what it was first, because I wanted to make sure you liked it before you heard what it was. Mm. So, I guess that I will be kind, maybe. Is yours a new tea?
No.
Then you go first. Mine's a new one.
Okay. But you have the FO and everything.
No, I don't have an FO.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
Oh, heck no.
Okay. This is what my daughter's head looks like. That's an oboe for you newcomers because, well, that's a thing and you can ask about it.
I've been using my oboe mug for breakfast.
Your oboe mug for breakfast?
Yeah, I put my, what? Okay, I put my apple thing in there.
Apple thing?
The thing that Dad made, the crispy
thing. Oh, the
thing.
apple crisp. Okay,
yeah, I put that in there.
Okay. That's all gone.
It is all gone.
So this is Red Velvet Pura Dessert Tea because apparently this is what I want. And this is a Plum Deluxe, chocolatey deliciousness in your cup, Pura Tea, cocoa peel, cocoa nibs, beetroot pieces, blackberry leaves, chocolate essence, love, gratitude, and caffeine. Yes, I need caffeine. Okay, so we love Andy.
Mm-hmm. Now this one's not a tea that I care for, but it's only because to me it's not a strong enough tea. Mm-hmm. I need a really strong tea for me to taste it. If it's too weak, no, I don't want it. Thank you. It's to me that one's weak enough that it tastes like water to me. But I don't have a good sense of smell. I'm constantly congested, and so it affects my taste. Yeah. So that is my thing about that. I like strong black teas.
which I can take or leave.
Oh, and if it has nuts in it, I love it.
Yes, I love nuts.
Speaking of nuts, this is the tea of the month for Plum Deluxe.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy and Mounds.
I never heard of that song.
Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Is that like an old theme song?
Maybe the 70s?
Oh, that's why I never heard of
Maybe
it.
the 80s? I don't know.
It's fun, but I never heard of that.
And I left out part of it because I didn't feel like singing the whole thing.
I never heard that.
I
Okay.
will date people out there. Patty will know it, I'm sure.
You calling people out?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
So rude.
If I'm out there, she can be out there. She can take the hit.
so
Can't you, Patty?
rude.
Yes, Patty. I haven't heard from you in like a gazillion years, so I'm calling you out.
Plum Deluxe tea,
I called Patty out.
always fresh and thoughtfully sourced. Almond sugar cookie black tea.
Sugar cookies.
A little treat to kick off autumn. And yes, it's little L-I-L.
What?
He didn't spell out little.
Oh, right.
It's L-I-L
Oh, Lil.
apostrophe.
Like a Lily's nickname, Lil.
Yeah. So, and it's got black tea, green rubios, cinnamon pieces, blackberry leaf, vanilla, and almond essence. I'm
No love
sure
and
it had,
gratitude? No love and
no
gratitude?
love and gratitude. I'm sure it has caffeine, even though he doesn't state it. I think he just had too many ingredients in there. So love, gratitude, and caffeine
He
got
is
left out.
busy tempting me with all his new autumn teas.
So let me take another taste and I'll give it back to you.
I might like this as sugar cookie. In
I
it.
think you will, because it does have that taste of sugar cookie as well as the nut.
I like hazelnut and stuff like that. So.
But this is only
Oh, this smells good.
You see, I can't smell it.
It smells like apples.
I can't smell it. So I'm sure I'm not getting the full taste of it.
It's a little weak for me.
It's good, but yeah.
It's a little weak for me.
Huh, that's strange.
Yeah. It reminds me of like a pomegranate as opposed
I mean, it's a very
to...
gentle taste, but you can taste it. I can taste the sugar cookie.
I can't taste very much of that. It's
I'm
good.
wondering if it's because it's after that.
Yeah, maybe. It reminds me of the difference, I've said this to you about something else, of a pomegranate or an apple juice as opposed to an apple cider. There's not a lot of body to it. I love apple cider, but I don't care for apple juice.
You see, I like both.
That's better. Okay, moving on. And she's got her bada bing thing there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Moving on. Let's see. I'm hoping to get the stuff out to the pregnancy center sometime in the near future. We are still kind of stuck pretty much at home, so I don't get out a whole lot. And I don't know what the hours are for the pregnancy center because they're kind of all
Well, they
over the place.
fluctuate.
Yeah.
Well, during normal times, they fluctuate, and we have no idea what they are now.
Right. And I don't even know yet if they're accepting things that are physical in nature.
I know they're giving these away.
Yeah. Well, they must be accepting them. Maybe I'll have to see if I can get the box dropped off.
They had like some sort of drop-off thing I saw a while back.
Thing?
Like,
A bin or something?
well, like they had pickup times or something where people could come in, but it was very specific and it had to be like a certain way.
Well, I'll have to get in touch with them because we're pretty regular and you guys have been really helpful with us having things to give. So, and then I still have to send the stuff off to Brittany. It's sitting there, honest, Brittany, we have it. It's just,
Well, maybe I'll get a chance to finish my other dishcloth by then.
Well, I need to maybe package it up because I think she has a December deadline.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I have 2 dishcloths to give you then.
Okay. All right, so moving on to the charity along. All right. PHN Cal 2020. This started January 1st of this year and it's going through the 31st of December. And this is loom knit, and crochet items only except for the sewn masks that we are doing for COVID. Okay. Those are featured actually. So let's see here. Featured patterns. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Okay, let me see here. Okay, previous whips are allowed but must be worked on during the along. Chatter and pictures in the same thread. All charity projects will be accepted, but we do have featured patterns. Baby items. Okay, and these feature items have to be FOs to be considered multiple times, okay? So, all baby items. Any hat not hate if that's still going on. Dishcloths for Brittany, if that, okay. The sewn masks. Let me see what else was there. Anything in my yarn, which is Lady Finkel Creations, in Laura Constance yarn, that's Lollipop Girl Yarns. Taya's patterns, my one pattern, or Laura's patterns, that is done for charity. Those are all 2 chances at a prize for the finished object only. And if you use one of the featured yarns, mine or Laura's, with one of the featured patterns or projects, then the FO is eligible for 3 chances at a prize, and you are responsible for your multiple postings. 1 whip per project per week. The FO, whenever it's completed. So even if you did a whip one day during the week, like a Monday or Tuesday, and you finished it up on a Friday, you can still post that project, the FO. Hashtag PHN 2020, PHN Charity 2020 on Instagram. Okay. And this is the 4th quarter, so we have 1 quarter's worth of prizes here for this. We have a prize of West Yorkshire Spinners yarn in the pheasant colorway that was donated by Mama C. Thank you, Christina.
Yeah, that's her wonderful bird collection.
Yes. She's Christina's very, very generous. We just received another donation from her. We showed it last week. That was very nice of her. And we had 2 skeins Mohair Min yarn donated by Marriott. And Marriott, I'm not sure if she made the transfer with us from the group. She might have.
I can't remember. She might have changed her name.
She might have changed her name, right. But she donated a ton of stuff from us early on. We're still getting through it. That's how much she donated to us. She was so nice.
Yes.
So that's going up. So that's awesome prizes for some lucky winners there. Now the Toylon is going strong. It's so much fun to see everything in there. Somebody's doing your bookworm. I think it's Stephanie is doing your bookworm.
I'm not caught up. I'll be looking today when I pull pictures.
Because when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I see this. It looks like I think she was doing one bunny. And then I looked at it and I said, that's not a turtle. I said, that's a turtle? And I put a question mark. And I don't think she saw it, or maybe I didn't see her response. And then, because, I kind of, wherever they're at is where I start, But then I saw a little more of it and had the glasses and everything. So it's definitely the bookworm. Like, it's so cute.
I need to knit another one because I need another one for... I use them... My blackout curtains block light great to a certain point. But light still sneaks above. And we've got Mom's ginormous bookworm on one. And we've got it on one window. And then on my other window, I have my smaller bookworm. But it doesn't cover the whole window. So I kind of stuffed my poor platypus in there, and he doesn't quite fit. So I need to make another bookworm.
I need to make another bookworm too, because my platypus, not this one, but the one I made that was Stacy Chalk's, is on the floor doing that, and he's getting all misshapen. I need to get another bookworm for that. So
you should use the ugly dog for that.
No, it will be even worse down there. Radar's not ugly. Anyway,
that's another Stacy Chalk dog. It was a mystery. It's a mystery. We're told what it was.
We're told what it was. She said, go as crazy as you like.
So we did.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
And it ended up being the ugliest dogs ever.
Yeah.
And Dad literally hates that dog up there and calls it ugly dog. And every time there's like a chance to give it away, he's like, you can give away ugly dog? Mm-hmm. And now Mom absolutely loves ugly dog because Dad is so mean to it.
You can't, if you're mean to something, all my protective instincts come up. It doesn't really matter.
So she's protective of this toy that can't possibly care.
But I made it.
She doesn't even like the way the thing looks.
No.
But it's ugly dog.
It's Radar. Anyway.
Ugly dog.
Okay. Toylon 2020. I'm just going to kind of touch on the highlights for the rules here. It's started... Okay. Apparently I'm going to have issues. Began October 1st, 2020 and ends December 31st, 2020. So this one goes to the end of the year. And we wanted to do Toylon around Christmas time because, grandkids and kids and charity and all that kind of stuff.
And so it's been going on strong almost since inception.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's fun with the toys. And the toys can be knitted or crocheted or loom knitted, not sewn. We only have the one sewn thing for the charity along for the masks.
Mm-hmm. This because our charity along happened during 2020, which is so weird.
Is just weird. Okay.
Like everything else in 2020, it's just odd.
It's one for the books, okay? Yes. And that book will never be opened again. You'll let the spirit of 2020 out. Anyway, but it's been all...
It'll be one of those turning points in time when people look back.
All the stuff that has happened has made us grow. So that's...
I just think of from a historical nerd perspective, like, this is going to be like when people look back at the Black Death, or they look at any other turning point that changes the way society behaves.
Well, I think it teaches people, when you have something like this, it teaches people about themselves. At least
it does.
Because you...
But you see the same patterns if you look at the flu of, was it 1920 or
1918?
1918. And then you see it again when you look back at the Black Death. People will react in the same ways throughout time.
But there are differences too. I mean, it's just there's differences in belief systems, and there's differences in what you can draw from, and all that kind of stuff, and differences in how whether people help each other or don't help each other.
Actually, you see the same patterns in. Trust me, I studied Black Death. You see the same patterns.
I understand that, but the fact is, if you look at things, I don't want to get into it here because it's not part of this podcast. But the majority of people thought one way at that time. They don't.
That's true.
They don't this time.
That's true.
And
but there were people who were like leaving their family, like, yeah, bye.
Well, but I'm not talking about that. We'll talk about this later. Anyway.
But anyway, yes, it's just going to be another one of those things that people look back at, and they will define the 2000s possibly by, this turning point.
2000 or 2020s or something. So, anyway.
So just from a weird historical point of view.
We tend to be history nerds and among other things. So anyway, the rules are basically the same. We don't have a co-host for this.
Nope.
The featured toys and patterns are basically the same. Okay, Talia's Franciscan Gypsy Designs toys, Crocheting Hoovian's toy. I don't know if she has more than one. I think she has more than one.
Does she? I'm waiting.
Yes, I think she does.
Out of date.
She does have a couple.
Did she ever put the bird all out?
I have a copy, but I don't know if she put it out or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, Franciscan Gypsy Designs patterns, Bakery Bear toys patterns, Crocheting Hoovian toys patterns, any toy made with Lady Fernico Creations or Lollipop Girl yarns gets 2 chances at a prize for the finished object, and if you use a featured yarn with a featured pattern, 3 chances at a prize. You are responsible for your multiple postings as always. 1 WIP per project per week, pretty much standard. Hashtag PHN Toy 2020, okay, is Instagram. Let's see. You can use any toy project you want. I think after this year, I'm not going to put all the suggested ones down because you can just whatever, except for the featured ones because
it's just confusing.
It's just confusing. You don't have to use the featured or suggested, but the featured ones get you multiple postings for your finished object. But the suggested ones, I mean,
we can point people to we have places where you can find patterns.
Right,
and things
right.
I need to put in that list of pages the one that one lady showed me on that one Facebook group with all those sweet little patterns that are similar to Mary Jane's tea room.
Right. So we have some really nice prizes for that I haven't added in here, so I can't really show you. I have some prizes that I'm looking at that have been set that I'm like, okay, I have to decide if it's going to be for this along or if it's going to be for the big one next year or for the Ready, Set, Go that we always do at the beginning of the year.
Decisions.
I don't know.
She does that sort of thing. I take care of tech.
Yeah.
We divide our work pretty evenly.
And I need tea. Okay, so that's it. I mean,
are you out of tea?
No, I just needed the caffeine. I have not been during the week. I don't get a whole lot of sleep on the weeks that my husband works. Right now, he's on every other week. We're not sure how long it's going to last, but every other week. And so during the weeks that he works, I have to be up at 3, getting him off to work at 3:30, and I don't go back to bed. So I get kind of a sleep deficit. So I'm kind of trying to.
You're gonna have to figure out something to when he goes back full time to help so you don't get that sleep deficit.
I will probably schedule a nap sometime in the day.
You never keep to it.
I will try.
You always say I'm too busy. Blah 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 blah.
Well, if I can streamline my priorities better, I should be able to have some time. If I don't,
I don't trust you.
Did you hear that? Lack of trust to the woman who gave her life.
You never take that kind of care of yourself. You're like, I'll take a nap. But you don't unless you're going to drop dead.
I beg to differ. I love naps.
But you don't take them. Like, rarely.
Who's going first and who's I'm got 7 and you have 7?
I guess I can go first because you went first with tea this time. Just because we're equal.
Okay.
Even though that's not normally the rules. Okay, so I'll show this one first.
We know the rules, therefore we can. What is it? If you know the rules, you can then adjust them or break them or whatever because you know what the rules are.
They're more like guidelines anyway.
Yes, that is a reference. Well, we haven't done references in a while.
We do references,
but not like that.
I feel like we did it last week.
I don't know if we did.
I'm sure we did.
La 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 la. It goes around the world.
So in my
la 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 la, it goes around the world. La, la, la. It does.
I know, I'm having trouble focusing.
See how it feels? In your TARDIS bag? Your bigger on the inside bag?
Not silver shed. Plover bird. Plover bird.
Bigger on the inside.
Bigger on the inside, TARDIS bag. I usually when I get bursts of energy like I had at the beginning, I then...
She was extremely high energy this morning. Blah, 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 blah.
And it never stays that way. And it's never like, it doesn't go from that to a normal level. It goes from that to a crash.
It's hard because I enjoy spending time with her like that, but we can't discuss because she's going blah, 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 blah. I'm like,
And it's not on purpose.
No, it's not. That's why it's so funny.
And part of it is because I actually have energy for once. And it's like, it's almost like my body's like, gotta take advantage of it. It's going away. This isn't normal.
Tea. That's a good idea. I saw Valeria on the boards the other day.
Oh, did you?
Hi, Valeria.
There's a Valeria sighting?
There was a Valeria sighting. Hi, Valeria.
Hi.
Miss you.
Mwah. So, in this bag that I already named...
that shall not be named. That shall remain nameless.
Yes. It's the that shall not be named reference.
Okay.
Okay.
There are a couple things like that.
But the biggest reference is what most people think of. Is a book series. And movie series.
I always think of The Mummy.
Did they call him... They didn't call him It Should Not Be Named.
Yeah, I think they did, actually.
I didn't think they did. I'll tell you.
I have to look again.
I didn't think they did.
There might have been a reference to it because his name was scratched out.
Yeah, well, that's fairly normal in ancient Egypt. They would, if they didn't want... If you scratch someone's name out, they didn't get to go to the afterlife. So they would just be like floating around for eternity.
I don't get the whole premise of giving the Hamdai to someone if they were so terrified of it. I mean,
I know, it's so stupid.
It's just, I mean...
I get the scratching the name out because of their belief system.
Yeah.
Because King Tut actually did that for his father, Akhenaten, after he had died and they reinstated the other gods.
Yeah, I was going to say that was the guy with one god, yeah.
Right, so his name got scratched out of things, as did one of the female pharaohs. Her name got scratched out of things.
She believed one god too?
No, just because she's a female pharaoh.
Oh, well,
But, so usually if they wanted to raise... And usually Ramesses, if he wanted to take credit for something, would then put his name on it instead. And be like, okay, well, this is actually mine. That I set up. Anyway, this has nothing to do with ancient Egypt.
Unless we're talking about it, that's all.
Yeah. So this is...
Flames.
I think I call this...
Bonfire
wrap, yeah. This is the Dobbin Wood by K.F. Jones of Baker Bears fame. I'm working on it partially because I needed something of simple knit for this morning. And so I would have something simple knit for the podcast. My Kindle, its charger no longer works. I'm waiting for that to come in. So I can't work on anything with a chart right now. Because I don't feel like printing out charts anymore. But this right now I'm in just a plain section. And besides, if I work on this, Mom knows that I'm a little closer to working on hers.
Yes.
She was asking me about it the other day.
Yeah, I haven't. I've been very good about not bothering.
But she did kind of like go like, what about mine?
Where's mine?
Where's mine? So it will eventually happen. And this is mostly Miss Babs. I've got a little bit of Dragonfly fibers in here.
Yeah.
But...
Miss Babs is good for that because it's such a large skein.
Right, and I normally don't do something that's this variegated for a main thing, but it's more just for comfort than anything else, and I wasn't sure what else I was going to use it for. I had a lot of it.
Well, it's pretty, and it works because...
It makes me think of the bangles.
Well, but it, the way, every time you say that, it's almost like I always see the group, the bangles, because you have so the way of saying it that makes me think of the bracelet instead of the bingles. I know you're talking about... No one
says the bingles.
No, but the way you say it always makes me think of the group. But I was going to say...
Oh, there's our link. Walk like an Egyptian.
Walk like an Egyptian. Okay. You can bring this color here and this color here. That's why, it would be nice if you
had... I tried really hard to make all the colors pull.
Yeah, the only one you don't have is this red or orange.
Right, and I don't actually... Well, actually, I think I might have a color that's coming in close to it because... Yeah. But, yeah, I don't have every single color, but I try to pull things out
it works. It works really well. Is this coffee bean or something?
I think it is something coffee.
Yeah, okay.
It's not called coffee bean, but I think it's espresso. I think it's espresso.
Okay, my first one is in my
Don't even ask me what the bangly one is.
Mama C. Owl's bag. Look, Christina, I'm using my bag. I love this bag. It makes me so incredibly happy. This bag.
Now, which area of the country says bag? It's like Midwest, isn't it?
I have no idea. I've never heard anybody say that.
Yeah, it's a dialect in the U.S. where they'll say it's a consonant shift.
I'm sure. Okay, this, you guys have seen this multiple times. I mean, this is September. Okay. I did work on October, and I have the legs for this and the legs for October as well. I've started now with October where I'm not increasing, I'm just going round and round, and then I'll switch colors and do the undershell, but the undershell won't be green. The undershell will be this color, which is Mad Tosh. Is this liquid gold?
Yes,
I think it's liquid gold.
It is liquid gold.
So
I like that color, actually.
I do too. It's really pretty. If I have any left over, I'll give it back to you when I'm done. But I have to make the head
Yeah.
out of for this one.
You
This one.
should have more than enough.
Yeah, I should have. So, because that's her skein, I have to give it back to her.
Yeah, I used it in designing the original one.
So yeah, this is fun. I took it out for the first time. I'm doing the toy along. I should probably try to finish some of these toys I have on the hooks. I have this turtle. I think I have a Terra on the hooks, and I have a zebra on the hook. I
have several toys that are like just languishing.
I think that's the toys I have. I might have another one, but I think that's all of them.
I have like 3 bunnies.
I
have a crochet bunny that I just didn't have the brain power to work on toys. And then I had the 3 knit bunnies.
Yeah, I wanted to start a bookworm. Even before I saw Steph's, I wanted to do a bookworm.
Well, the bookworm's nice and easy. Once you get past the head, it's just like you just go. And it's nice, simple, like you just, yay. And you need a fun yarn for it, though.
I'm curious. Oh, I have some. I'm curious to see how it will turn out.
Now that your gauge is changed?
To see, because I think what happened it was one of the first skeins of yarn I'd ever dyed, and it was I think it's stretched.
And especially if you have yarn that you're not sure what you want to do with, like maybe some of the crazy Miss Babs, that you're just like, what am I going to do with that?
Right. Well,
that might be a nice book.
I had that kind of greeny bluey one.
That's the one I'm looking at.
That it's already skeined up.
I was also looking at the one like underneath the blue.
Oh, funny papers.
Yeah, because that would make a fun one too.
That'd make a fun turtle though.
It would, but could probably do both.
Probably there's enough yardage.
Because honestly, the bookworm only took 1 skein of undead yarn. And her yardage was...
Was it worsted?
No, it was... DK. It was that one base we really liked. It was DK, I want to say, or Sport.
Wolf base?
Base,
I don't remember.
I want to say it's DK or Sport.
I don't know.
But I know you used just 1 skein of her yarn because I used like every bit of it.
I think it's your turn.
Okay, I'm almost finished with this row. Maybe I'll do a different...
I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a little bit of...
discomfort?
Yeah.
Do you need me to rub? Is it an itch or is it a...
No, it hurts. This is...
Right here? Hang on, move your fingers. Here?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah. Thank you.
Just be interesting while I'm doing this.
Well, it's your turn.
Well, you do have a knot there.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ouch.
So...
Did you sleep weird?
No, this is something where, and this is probably too much information, I probably should wait until the health stuff, but if I try to stretch like I normally do after doing something, just put, like this, I will get a shooting pain up my shoulder. So it's just...
We need to take off your shoulder and give you an arm like Bucky.
As long as we don't take off my shirt. Nobody wants to see that. Okay.
We'll just give you an arm like Bucky, okay?
Yeah. Oh, you can stop, Ty. Go ahead and do yours.
Does that help at all?
It would if I could, do it longer, but we need to do the podcast.
Okay, well, when we get to...
and it's going to tire you out, so... I can get something, maybe Daddy will do it for me. Davina's always so funny. She wants to do it, but she doesn't get enough pressure.
Well, she's very light. And also she just doesn't have enough strength in her hands.
No, she doesn't. She's so small that she's just, and she has a good heart and she wants to do it, but she's just...
It just ends up being like this tickle. It's really cute. We're not being demeaning. It's just honestly.
No,
Davina
is sweet. I mean, she has her moments, but she's sweet.
But she just doesn't have the strength in her hands, and she doesn't quite know.
She doesn't know what she's feeling.
She doesn't know what she's feeling for. Whereas I actually kind of had a reputation while I was still able to do it a lot more. I was the person who would go for back rubs in the hospital.
And quite honestly, where my husband can give a back rub, my hands get tired. My
hands get tired too.
I'm like Davina. I can't do it for very long.
I can do it, but actually, my favorite way to do it is with the knuckles.
Yeah.
I can't feel the knots the way I want to with my fingers.
Well, if you put it where if somebody puts it where it's supposed to be,
but I can kind of feel it. And usually when I did, that was when I started getting the reputation of being good at this. But I would actually go down to the ER and just give them back rubs, kind of build up a rapport between the ER and the med surge floor.
So that's good to have.
And ICU. So they liked me down there. Okay, so anyway. Also, I would occasionally float. But anyway. This is Grandma's stocking, and the pattern is the Lovebirds. Sorry, I forgot my pattern name. I'm sorry, I'm having a day. Lovebirds.
She's having a day as opposed to a night.
Have
a hard day's night?
Day. Yeah, hard day's night. A night without a day without a night. Reference?
It is a reference, but I don't know where it's from.
Oh, yes, you did. Come here.
I forgot.
I know the name. Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
I literally, I could see the characters, name gone. Okay. Life with brain fog. So, this is where my heel will be placed. I am halfway through the last chart. I would have already been on the tote by now, but then my Kindle is on, the charger didn't work anymore. It's only on 50%, and I just didn't want to kill it completely. So
I told her she could use my charger, but she's afraid of damaging it.
Yeah, because I'm not sure. I'm wondering if that's why they changed, the charger thing. If maybe there's something with the kind of charger they chose before that tends to damage, if maybe the other one's more secure.
Right.
Which, that would make sense. I mean, that would be a logical upgrade. If that's why they changed the charging port.
I know that this is a, it looks funny though.
It's a
and
I tie it like this so it doesn't come loose.
Right, well, that makes sense.
Even though it wouldn't, because it's knit in there. But, yeah.
I thought it was waist yarn.
It is, but it's knit in.
Then how do you get it out?
You'll see on the video for the Patreon.
Okay. And
I say snottily.
I don't usually go there because it's a production for me to get in. So
Well, if you see a video you want to see and you have trouble getting in, Mom, just let me know and I'll send you the link.
Yeah. If you guys, if I put something in, I do sometimes put things in and I do go there, check things, but if you respond to something or if you want me to see something on the Patreon, let me know.
I also look at everything because sometimes it'll be once a week if I'm having a week, but I do look at the Patreon. But anyway, yes, almost done with this. So excited. Hopefully this coming week I will have the brain power to do the video I need to for the heel, because I can't do the heel.
Silver Shed USA.
Oh yes, my Peanuts Christmas bag. And this is only for Christmas stockings. The next one to fill this will be Davina's Christmas stocking. That is the name of the pattern.
Once I get
yarn.
the yarn.
Yeah, because the pattern's all written up.
Because I still have to dye up. I've had, well, we'll talk about that later, but as soon as I start with that, what we'll talk about later, I can do her yarn. Okay. I like being cryptic. Apparently. Okay, in my Ploverbird Mickey Mouse bag is my Colorful Birds wrap from the Show Off Boomerang Shawl by April Klitsch. And I did some work on this. I think I did 3 projects while I was sitting in the waiting room waiting for Talia. I took a picture in there and put it on Instagram, but not of this project. It was a different one.
I just need to reposition. There we go.
I think it was the turtle that I took a picture of. But anyway.
I'm going to put this behind you again. Okay. Let me just put a pillow so you have support, but my legs can
So it's growing. It's bigger than a Barbie shawl.
Yay! So, unfortunately, it's not a Cerebel, which is what it should be.
Nope. Well, I have a different yarn I'm thinking about doing for the Cerebel.
Nope, not the same.
So this is...
It's not what it should be.
Isn't that pretty? I like the way it's pulling. Kind of reminds me of the sun going down on the ocean, or the sun coming up on the ocean with that blue pooling and the yellow and the green and stuff like that. Because you can have green and yellow in the ocean and then the sun. But apparently I'm being imaginative today.
Imagination.
And this is Tess Yarns. I don't know what the colorway is.
I don't know if she had a colorway listed.
I don't know.
We didn't really pay attention to that when we picked it up.
No, it was the only one that kind of spoke to me in the stuff that she had. You see.
And as I've stated in the past, I basically had her whole collection of mini skeins.
This is 570 yards.
Because she's one of the few people who had like a huge collection of like Sport DK mini skeins.
Yeah,
they
she had all
just
different weights.
like fingering, because a lot of people tend to do fingering weight mini skeins.
I'm looking at this, but there's no color on it.
Yeah, I wonder if it was just like one of those things that she dyed and she just didn't name it.
Yeah, I don't.
Which is kind of odd, but you know.
Because this, I think, went like, this was on the inside like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like this.
So maybe that's why you don't know the name. It doesn't have a name.
Because I had the ball band.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling a Dan. I had and that's, for those of you who may be new or don't know, that's Dan Jones from, he's
Bakery Bears.
Obi-Wan Knitter.
Yeah.
From Bakery Bears.
Do they even introduce themselves by their handles anymore?
I don't know.
I don't
remember.
It's been a while.
So I don't really know what this colorway is, but it's pretty. And
I moved all my support toys.
Tiny, you're making a mess.
Well, I need my support toys.
No, you're making a mess.
They're my pillows.
I had to take everything down. Father Coatsy came and he brought for us our communion and the sacramental confession. I had to clean up the entire area because this was all falling down. And now she's messing it up again.
I just want a little more comfy.
Pain in my neck.
That's what the toys are for.
No.
Yes.
And this is my little...
They want to be useful.
Maureen from Victorian Studio Designs
Man,
did
she
this.
got really small.
Isn't that cute? She makes these.
She does make
these are not things that she picks up little.
No, she makes them.
I watched a video how she made. It's amazing. She is like an artist extraordinary.
And the thing is, it's so teeny. Did it break?
I lost an ear.
Oh,
poor little thing. Okay.
You were too rough on him.
No.
He's loved.
He's loved. He's gonna be real. Okay. There we go.
He'll be a real teeny teddy bear.
Real teeny teddy bear.
Unless it's like when you had the little clay figures in the Egyptian tombs where they were supposed to be like real size and went into the afterlife, like they were your slaves and stuff over there. Okay, so in my booth. Hi, Valeria and Snickerdoodles. Thank you. Oh, kitty. Play with the bunny.
He wants the yarn that looks like him. Snickerdoodles was my kitty, my first kitty. I loved him dearly.
Were you allergic or dad allergic or what happened?
No, what happened with Snickerdoodles was my husband found him. We were first married, must have been married 2 or 3 weeks maybe, or 6 weeks or something, really small amount of time. And he came out from work. We were in Arkansas, and he came out of his work, and under the car, under this van, he had a telephone van that he tricked out, was this little tiny kitten. Barely had his eyes open. He brought it home. I loved it. We both fell in love with it. My husband doesn't like cats, but he brought it home, and it was this color with the eyes and everything. And when we got transferred to Texas, we brought him with us and put him, kept him in the little temporary quarters, but we could have gotten thrown out, so we had to give him away. We had to give him up. It broke my heart. And so when I finally learned how to do stuff like that, I made Snickerdoodles.
Well, I think also what happens, you happen to dye a yarn that looked that made
no,
you think...
I made that yarn.
Oh, on purpose?
On purpose.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something that you didn't quite...
No. I made that.
Oh, my mistake.
That one I did. I did do one that was similar to that at one time.
But,
I'm pretty sure I made it for them.
In my Silvershade USA Tree Frogs bag...
Tree frogs. That she used to call tree turtles.
Yep. For people who've been here a very, very long time. Allison.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure Brittany was there for that. I'm pretty sure Brittany was.
Yeah, I think Brittany was here first, wasn't she?
You're right, she was. She brought Allison.
Yeah.
Sue, Valeria.
Yeah.
Calling y'all out.
I think Laura Concert was there.
I wasn't sure if it was pre-her or not. I guess she might have been. Yes,
She's been with us for a long time.
Okay, so this is On the Forest Floor.
Of course she was, because it was during the tortoise versus hare.
Oh, was it?
Yes, it was, because that's why we were doing it. And you kept saying tortoise. They were like, oh, you're really team tortoise. And like, no, I'm not. I'm a bunny. But you kept saying turtle.
Oh, I didn't realize it was doing that. Okay. I just thought for whatever reason. But, yeah, this is my On the Forest Floor with adaptations. There's going to be...
Adaptations?
Adaptations.
Yes.
There's going to be further adaptations because I'm actually changing the bottom so it doesn't have the little hole hooky things because I always catch them on doorknobs. And then my shawl comes off, or if it doesn't come off, it yanks me to the stop.
I'm so happy that it's getting a little cooler because now I can wear my shawls and stuff like that.
But yeah, and I like shawls because I can take them on and off based on my need.
I saw a really pretty pattern came through a Knit Picks, what do you call it? Advertisement kind of thing. And it's a shrug, but it's not like the shrug we did with crocheting. It's longer. And the way it seems to be written, I don't think I need DPNs or anything. It says it's going to be on long circulars. It's in one piece. And I'm actually, it says intermediate level, I guess because of the lace, but I'm kind of intrigued by it. Maybe I want to try that. It would be pretty.
Colorways, just because I think I remember them. Okay, so this is Squash Blossom, the yellow.
Yellow.
The green is Dragon's Flight. And this is Inkwell, I believe.
No, that's...
Something ink.
Oh, you're right. That might be Inkwell.
This is Inkwell.
Yeah. I always want to say it's Inkheart. It should be Inkheart.
Because I called something that I made, the sweater that I was going to make that I ripped out that made Allison's heart stop was called the Inkheart. It was what I called it.
Inkheart, I love that movie. It's kind of a sleeper, but I really love that movie. I like Brendan Fraser. I think it's a shame that he's not doing a whole lot more acting.
He got a lot of dad roles after a while.
Yes.
He kind of got pigeonholed in that.
But he's good at that. I think because he kind of, he let himself just be what he is. He didn't stay super, super fit or anything. And, but I love him. I think the Mummy movies and Inkheart and a few other things. He's done a couple of real duds. But, I mean, I'm sorry if you like things like Dudley Do-Right, but that was a dud.
What do you think of Tarzan?
That wasn't too good either.
He was a Tarzan, right? No, wait, it wasn't called Tarzan. It was
George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle.
He did Bedazzled, which is not my favorite. Monkey Brain, which we saw when my husband...
that was weird.
That was kind of strange.
Oh, the one with Looney Tunes.
Oh, that was funny. That was a...
What was that called?
Oh. I can't remember. It was with Tia Leone.
And it was him.
And him. And the girl, Heather Locklear, was in it briefly. It was...
Back in Action?
No, it was... Yeah, it might have been, but it had Natasha and Boris in it. Oh, what was it called? It was funny. He has...
Wait, Natasha and Boris, that's not Looney Tunes. That's... What's it called? With the squirrel and the...
Oh, you're right. That's Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
But he had something with Looney Tunes, I thought.
No, I think that was Michael Jordan.
Well, I know Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan and...
well, I knew that's Space Jam. I knew that. I guess maybe it was... I
don't think he did one with Looney Tunes.
Okay, maybe he did do it with...
I mean, I might be mistaken. We watched a lot of those
maybe
kind
it was
things.
with Rocky and Bullwinkle. But I thought it was with Looney Tunes.
And then there's... What was it called? Furry Vengeance? Or...
Oh, that was weird.
That's so hysterical, though.
Now that you have had your review of the Brendan Fraser movies...
I like Brendan Fraser. Is it my turn or your turn?
It's yours.
Oh, okay. Apparently we're all over the map again today. Okay. In my large blue silver... No, not silver shed. Universal Studios
Yeah, it's
bag.
definitely not a Silver Shed USA bag.
No. I mean, I'm sure she could do one of these
But
if she wanted to, but it's not. This is my Ninja Turtle baby blanket. And look, Christina, she gave it to me. She made it for me. Look at this. Isn't it cute?
And explain why.
It is so I don't lose my hook. See? My hook.
Because she is constantly losing that hook.
Christina is awesome. Thank you, Christina. So, here's my oh wow, I didn't realize how much purple I did.
Yay!
Look at that.
Surprise!
So you can see, I can't see what I'm showing you, but the blue, can you see all the colors? I can't see through it.
Yeah, they can see the colors.
Okay. So I have a few more rows of the purple. I did a fair amount of this during the wait as well.
And by the wait, she means the wait in the waiting room.
The waiting room.
Physical therapy.
Yeah. So this has been worked on. It's a kind of a, for the weight of the yarn. It's a lightweight blanket because I'm using maybe the hook is a little big, or I don't know.
Oops! I need to skein up another skinny yarn. I can't do on this right now. I just ran out of the skein. I didn't even notice.
Wanna Go Crazy is the name of this yarn.
Yeah. So
okay.
Apparently, I need to wind up some Wanna Go Crazy if I want to continue on this.
Right. So
I'm gonna set this out.
This is just Knit Picks yarn, and I'm using whatever hook this is. Let me see. I think it's a G hook. Well, now I have an H hook in here, so I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. Anyway, so this is it.
Do you think you've been changing hooks?
I probably have. I don't think it's going to be an issue really, because when I change, I'm usually at an end of a row or something. So it's just going to be what it is.
It is what it is?
It is what it is. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I finished this row here.
Because sometimes what happens is I have more than one hook in my bag, and if they're close, like a G and
Why
H,
do you have more than one hook in your bag? Does that even make sense?
I know Dan found something where he had like multiple needles or something.
Yeah, but needles is different, Mom.
I don't know.
Because needles won't come out of your project and you have no idea what you're using.
Not come out of your project?
Not in the same way.
No.
How does that make sense? Trying to be cute does not help you make any more logic. We will need to discuss your decision-making skills.
It takes too much effort to put something away.
Mom, even if you stick it, like, on something. I have a mug I stick mine in when I'm too lazy to put them away.
I have several. They're sitting right there behind you guys.
Well, then why don't you put it in there?
Because it won't fit.
Get another mug. Or, shocking, put the others away.
But then I have to take everything off the boxes. I need a drawer instead of a box, just...
You have problems.
Yeah.
Okay, so, my next one. Now that we have gone through all of Mom's problems. Oh, I forgot to...
The biggest one is sitting next to me.
I forgot to mention the whole reason why I had chosen these colors.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty.
It was to match this hat that I'd knit.
It's the same yarn, right?
Yeah, that's why I went with that.
Is this one of what's-her-name's? The one that did the design for us?
No, this is a different designer.
Okay.
I hadn't seen that designer yet.
Okay.
This is, can't pull her name out of my head. But, yeah, this was the first color hat that I did that really made me fall in love with color work. But I wanted to match it. Thank you, yeah. And it will, because it's one of those things that it has so much color, I didn't have anything that matched unless I wore something plain. And I was like, well, I want to have an on-colors flow to match it, so.
Very nice.
But anyway, project. Well, I showed this one already. Put this over here. Okay, put this over here because I haven't shown that yet. Okay, so that'll be this one. I did only a little bit of this, kind of like I only did a little bit of this. I literally finished one row today because that's how long it takes to go through a row. But in my triangle R2 bag by Star Knits is my Diana's hat. Not Diana's hat. Wow, this is my pattern. This is Davina's hat. Shockingly, the last two patterns I showed were not my patterns. Huh. It's been a while. Or less. I'd show two patterns, not mine. Because most of the time I show mine. But I'm almost done with the ribbing.
It's my yarn, though.
It is Mom's yarn.
I have to keep something in there.
Yep. So, this one is for me. I think Davina made eyes at it at some point because it was yellow. I'm like, no, it's mine.
It's mine. She wants all the hats.
Right. And also, for a while, she considered yellow only her color, but I wear a fair amount of yellow. Not usually quite this shade.
She gets quite perturbed if I wear a color she thinks is somebody else's.
Yeah. She has in her head, like, this color so-and-so's, this color so-and-so's. For a long time, yellow was her color.
Well, the funny thing is, she will call me on colors, but she won't call you if I wear a lot of colors and you wear it, which is really funny.
Probably because I don't usually slip out of my colors that she determines
have greens and stuff. She considers green mine.
I don't know.
She's not an equal opportunity critic.
But if I was to wear, like, pink or something, which I am wearing today, but I don't usually, that's her color. And I shouldn't be wearing it. Or if either of us wear purple.
She doesn't really wear purple, though.
Huh? She wears, like, a lavendery, like a...
But that's not going to happen in this house, most likely. No. We don't really wear...
She has very spring colors.
Yeah.
Which are not Mom and are my preferred shades.
Okay. In my Silver Shed USA blue PHN bag. This is the Faces one. This is our we call this our classic bag.
Oh, Valeria. Okay. There we go, sweetie. Okay. And I'm talking about the bunny.
Not
our friend Valeria.
This is my Taste of Autumn shawl from the Anastasia Sattel Scrap Shawl Project. And arguably I should probably be using that thing that Christina gave me for this.
Well, you only have one of them, so you have to choose which project wins.
Well, and this is going to be done pretty soon, so Yay. It's really getting big. I don't think I did a whole lot on this. I think I did a row.
Well, also because it's getting big, it's going to take
Yeah.
more to do it.
So, and I'm kind of having to see if I have enough yarn to
Right.
finish, you know, as
The nice thing about
given row.
crochet is if you find out accidentally you don't have a lot,
just rip it out.
it's easier to pull back.
So this is, I love this shawl. It's probably my favorite shawl. Well, there are two of them. This one, and then there's that one that you gave me that I made for Lisa as well as for myself.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I gave you
Yeah.
that. It was Recuerdos de Infancia.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't care for the other one as much. I couldn't get to the point where I got any.
Wasn't that the other one fingering?
It might have been, but that doesn't stop me from doing it.
Right.
So you're going to have to be interesting with your project. I'll be right back.
Oh, now my feet are cold.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so now that I'm done whining, in my Victorian Studio Bird's bag, I love this bag. It is, my feet really are cold. I wish it'd come back. This is a bag that has been quilted. That's the word. It was quilted. So it's really soft and smushy and happy. And I actually worked a little bit on the Ladies' Favor mitts, which we had released as a kit, if you guys remember, a while back. The design is mine. The original yarn was Mom's. This is actually a Mad Tosh, and this colorway is Spicewood, I want to say. Let's see. This should be my tag. Spicewood, yay, I remembered. So this is Tosh DK in the colorwood Spicewood. So the cable's coming out nicely. I think this is my right mitt. Yeah, it is. So yeah, that got a little bit of work done on it. Oh good, she's coming back. Good timing, Mom. I was just about to run out of things to say. So, yeah.
Well, that's pretty. When did you start that one?
Oh, I've had this going for a while.
Oh, you haven't worked on it in a while.
Yeah, I just haven't worked on it in a
Is
while.
that the ladies' favor?
Yeah, Spicewood colorway.
Right. That's pretty.
So this is Mad Tosh, right mitts. So, yeah, I'm getting close. I'm probably close actually to the middle. Maybe I'll have to start closing it pretty soon. So, yeah, it only got a little bit of work. And then, once again, Kindle charger not working. So, I didn't want to risk not being able to access my chart.
Okay.
I may have one in here, but I'm not sure how up to date this chart is. This is when I was still designing it. I need to actually get rid of this copy.
Okay.
Because there were a couple errors on the original chart.
In my PHN Chameleon bags, this is Silver Shed USA again. And this is my At the Bottom of the Hill project. I only have this much yarn left on it, so this one will probably be ending pretty soon.
Well, that'd be nice.
That would be nice. When I redo this one for the actual pattern, I'm going to make some adjustments so it doesn't curl.
Well, for one thing, you'll probably not make it in acrylic.
No, I'll probably make it in. This might be fun in that funny papers. You know, or something.
Well, something that has an almost, because it almost has a look of a seed stitch.
Almost, yeah. Almost. And I can see where I missed things. But, like right up here, it just looks like a design element because I did it twice, I think.
It would be nice if you did about the same area lower down.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at, but it doesn't really show. I mean, you'd have to be, you know, doing that. You're too close if you're doing that. But, so it's, you know, it's not a real long type of thing. I haven't decided if I'm going to join it.
I think you should join it.
I might, because it curls.
At that length, it's not going to be a good scarf length.
No. Sometimes guys wear their scarves like that, and they just kind of,
Yeah.
you know.
But really, kind of the going thing is to have a longer scarf.
Yeah.
They say at least...
your wingspan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm 5'5", and so this is not even my wingspan. So
yeah, I would say a cow would be best.
I probably will join this, and I'll have to look up the mattress stitch because I don't know how to do that. Or maybe Kitchener.
I did learn... No, you can't Kitchener. You need 2 open ends for Kitchener.
You do? You can't do this like this?
No, you need to have 2 open ends for Kitchener.
Okay. I don't understand the difference.
Like, you would have to have a provisional cast on or something where you had live stitches. You need to have 2 sets of live stitches.
Okay,
for
gotcha.
Kitchener.
Okay, gotcha.
And you don't have 2 sets of live stitches. You
I've
have
only
those
done
live stitches.
Kitchener a couple of times. The top of a hat.
Yeah, so you'd have
Yeah.
to have a different sewing technique.
Okay. here's the other place that I kind of did something a little different. So, but yeah.
So this is actually about the same area.
Yeah, but it's a different. Well, yeah, here it is.
It's very similar.
Yeah. So this is, and the James C. Brett yarn lends itself for the length of it to be a cowl, which is really nice. But I don't think I'll do it in this yarn unless I can figure out a way to make it stop curling. And I might try that and see, because I have a bunch of James C. Brett, a fair amount of James C. Brett up in my stash.
I like James C. Brett for toys.
I do too. I like.
I mean, it is a bit stretchy. But what I tend to do is I tend to use a hook much smaller than what's required.
Well, what I might do if I do the James C. Brett is I'll fix it so it doesn't curl, and then it could be a one skein pattern.
Right.
So, because this is a chunky yarn, so one skein would be great for a chunky yarn. I mean, how many of those do you really have?
Right, exactly.
Now, granted, if you take, James C. Brett has like 300 and something, 350 yards or 320 yards, whatever it is. Most chunky yarns have like 100 yards or something.
Right. But it'd be one skein if you use James C. Brett.
Yeah, if you use James C. Brett, then you've got your one skein project. So I really like this.
I guess it is my turn. So, in my Shenandoah Fiber Festival bag, this I worked on a lot. This is a design in progress. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you.
And I can't show you this one either in my large M&M's bag. Yay! Dee dee dee. Talk like an Egyptian. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
There's something seriously wrong with that.
I love that turtle so much. Anyway,
well,
this
at least when she went home from the office, it wasn't a complete loss. You love her almost more than anyone else I know.
This is the one that's in testing, and so I can't show it to you. Okay. They know the name of it, right?
Melissa's, yeah.
The Melissa blanket. Okay. Your turn.
Okay, so this is my last project.
Yeah, I have one more after that.
In my,
Kickapoo
Bags bag. I'm not even sure she's still selling bags online.
I think she said, I saw a post from her on Instagram, and she's going to be opening her Etsy shop again, or restocking it, so.
So this is one of her bags, and she does make a good quality bag.
She's artistic.
Yes, she is. And in this is,
and that was gifted to us. We each have one.
Yes. No. Yes, this one. This one was. The T1 wasn't. Yes. So this is the Flynn pad.
Because she gave us two for prizes and two for us, and we could choose, and we chose the Wedge Bags.
Right. And here is a Flynn mitt. This is a pattern that is only available to Patreons. It's a free Patreon pattern. And here's what my original one was. This is in Booyakasha. So, and what I like about it is it actually, if you're having a little bit of hand pain, it does squeeze a little bit and it doesn't take away the hand pain, but it can provide enough pressure to kind of relieve it a little bit.
What I like is that when I go walking or whatever, sometimes my hands will get stiff. So this covers the part that gets stiff, and it keeps a little bit of pressure, which I really like. And the seed stitch, which I absolutely hate to work with, is one of my favorite things to wear because it puts just enough pressure.
So I finished Mom's first mitt.
Mine.
So give me back Booyakasha. You can have this one. You have to give it back to me.
And this is Captain America.
That's Captain America, which Mom also died. Now, like with my Lady's Favor, the hole hides. It's there.
Yes.
Unlike with Lady's Favor, you don't have a telltale cable to tell you where the hole is.
There we go. Oh, this was actually tighter than that one.
Well, that's because when I've worn this one,
right?
So it's loosened.
Because I was wondering if I was gonna be able to get my hand in here.
Yeah, it'll loosen as time gets.
It's really this actually feels really nice.
Like I said, Mom, when I first made these are really tight. But I've worn them, I've used them. That'll loosen up as time goes on.
This makes me feel like a superhero, somewhere between Iron Man and Captain America. This is cool. I love it. My yarn. And it is pooling on this, so it's kind of cool.
And it's definitely Mom's colors. But yeah, as you put it on and off, you'll find that this loosens up a bit because it's just the nature of the beast.
That's fine. I like that. It feels really, really nice on my hand.
So that's the first one, and then I started the second one.
I have mitts.
But yeah. They don't take very long to knit.
And there's no reason for me not to be able to do it except I don't like doing seed stitch.
That's literally the only reason why she doesn't do it.
I could do it. It's a very simple pattern. It's just I would probably end up messing up the seed stitch because it just drives me nuts.
And she hates that I love seed stitch so much, but then she likes the end result.
Okay, my last project is in my Kikibu Owls bag, my holiday owls bag that Talia gave me a few years ago.
Oh, this goes with this.
Kinda. I guess it does. Except that there's no blue in it. There's no orange in it.
But it's enough.
Yeah.
That you, at a quick glance,
You might be able to get away with it.
You'd be able to get away with it.
Here's my preemie hat. I don't remember working on this, but I guess I did. So, I guess I did work on it. I can see this growing a little bit. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
See? And I call this the rusty preemie hat. So, yeah. And that's destined to go to Kim when I finally get that box out. And that's all I have.
Looks like my little tail is coming out of the tail.
Uh-oh.
I need to push that back in. She's showing herself.
Not my fault. I don't do anything with her tail.
Let's see if I can fix that.
Well, you need to figure out what we're doing next.
Oh, well, I have no projects. Do you have any?
No, I have no FOs.
So then it would be, do you have anything for cards?
No graphic novels.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just pulling this.
I haven't been extremely creative today.
Huh?
I mean, this week because, like I said, I've been kind of running on limited fuel,
Fumes.
so to speak.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry, I'm just pulling this through, fixing this while I'm thinking about it. I do have a little bit to show for, very little bit to show for card stuff because not card stuff for beads.
And beads and string.
Beads and string.
Ty, why don't you just leave that for now? You can
Well, I'm afraid I'll forget. I'll keep it like this.
Yeah.
So I remember.
Yeah.
Who's attacking me? All of them?
Lady.
Oh, hi, lady. Wow,
Am I
that's a
out?
big attack. Lady, up here. I didn't do anything. I just positioned. Ouch.
Patches.
Is that Patches?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it's Patches.
So, no, Patches is, there. Next to the big pink bird. And, Poirot mouse.
Right.
So this is a special order sacrifice bead with a magnetic clasp.
Very nice.
And now it's not going to fit necessarily very well over my mitts. There, that's Mom's better. So that'll be going up the shop as soon as I can get pictures so she can pick up her order.
Very pretty.
And it's a nice magnet.
Yeah, it is. We had discussed how nice that is.
So yeah, that'll be going up shortly.
Okay, anything else for that?
Nope. Look, Owl, stay there. No attack, Owl. No attack, Owl.
We keep laying him sideways. No wonder he's attacking.
Can he even stand up straight?
If you put him the right way, you can.
Can he? Okay, so then it goes into stash enhancement. Do you have stash
I
enhancement?
do. I have stash enhancements. What do you have?
I have some tea.
Uh-huh.
Fiddles.
I have... The first one is, I'll do this when I get this while you're talking, is, I'm not even going to show you. This is just bare yarn, okay?
Oh, for dyeing, yeah.
Yep, so that's going to go there.
Okay, and then there. I think that should be almost.
Because some of these things we have are the same, so I'm going to do the one that's
There
not
we
the same.
go.
Taya gave me some. This is cord that she was using for her rosaries, but this
It's
cord
satin.
is kind of satiny and it kind of pills and stuff. And I was,
As the beads and the metals and crucifixes rub it, you can actually see it coming
undone. So I was worried about that when she got it. So I'll use this maybe to wrap packages or whatever. Davina's got a bunch of this too.
for like her, like you put ribbons in her hair or to put on Christmas packages. She was very happy.
Yeah, I mean, I can see macrame with that. You can make some really nice friendship bracelets.
Oh, it's a nice thing and it's so nice on the hands, but it's just not good for what I got it for.
Right.
Now, and then for me, do you have tea?
Yeah.
Okay, I have little two teas.
I have a lot of tea in here.
So let me just show my little bits and you can show your lot. I have the little sample, which is the pineapple sage herbal tea. So I have a feeling this is going to be mild, but sometimes I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And
It must be the season for sage, because a lot of the stuff coming in has sage now.
And then I have my one that you saw earlier, the almond sugar cookie black tea. And then the one I picked up, toasted nut brulee oolong tea. And I really do like this.
Mm-hmm. I haven't quite decided how I feel about that one.
It's got black tea, oolong tea, Rubio's tea, apple pieces, cocoa nibs, corn flowers, calendula, vanilla, hazelnut, chestnut, almond, walnut essences. I was like, oh, all the nuts. I like nuts. Love and gratitude has caffeine. And I also tend to like things that have corn flowers in it.
Mm-hmm. Now, mine, I didn't get the purple package this time, maybe because I had more tea.
I think if there's more, he doesn't tend to put them in because this is the first time I've had a purple package in a long time.
This one, I have apple cinnamon warmth black tea.
I wonder also if he's running low on purple packages
Might
and
be.
he just got a new stash.
So this is apple cinnamon warmth black tea. And this is black tea, cinnamon chips, apple pieces, orange blossom, apple cinnamon essence, love, gratitude, and caffeine. So that's one that I think I will like. It has everything that I seem to like. It is a black tea, but if it has enough apple and cinnamon, I should be fine.
Right.
Now this, I have custard apple herbal tea, which I started out really liking this, and now I'm not so sure, but I'm going to drink. It's good. I can drink it. It's just more mild than I remember it. So maybe I didn't steep it correctly the last time.
Right.
So this is, this one has, it's a twist of classic calming flavor, green rubios, apple pieces, rose petals, turmoya essence, love, gratitude, no caffeine.
I see. I don't always like apple teas because usually they're too mild for me.
Yeah. This is a green rubios, and that's probably why it's a little lighter. It's a green tea. This one is, oh, I love buttery shortbread herbal tea. Okay, and this has honeybush tea, cocoa peel, blackberry leaves, flavor essences, love, gratitude, no caffeine. And this, I like this one. This is the one I had today, the red velvet pura tea. I already said what was in there, so I'm not going to go through that one. Oh, I love this one. Stargazer caramel mat chai. Get back and let this tea open your mind. All organic mat cheese, tea, cardamom, ginger, orange peel, cloves, cinnamon, aniseed.
I think it's mate.
I don't know. Doesn't have a little accent. Natural spice and caramel essences, love, gratitude, and caffeine.
He might have had the ability to do the little accent.
Yeah.
Could be mate, though.
And this is blood orange reflection tea.
I believe I've had that before.
I haven't tried this, and I'm a little nervous about if it's going to be too light. But this,
I seem to remember it being not too light.
I like blood oranges. I remember we were in Italy one time, and we'd stopped to eat. We were on a tour, and so we stopped at a place to eat. We got pizza, and everything was really expensive in terms of drinking and stuff. Like soda was out of this world, and water and stuff. So we got an orange juice, and they served blood orange. It was red. I'd never had it before, but it was really good. So rich with flavor, but simple. A tea for fresh starts, journeys, and new beginnings. And this has, as I said, hibiscus, rose hips, orange peels, orange essence, love, gratitude, has caffeine. So this doesn't actually have tea in it.
It's an herbal.
It's an herbal, but there's no tea in it.
Yeah.
It's an
Herbals
infusion.
don't have tea in it.
It's an infusion.
Yeah, that's what herbals are.
So that's good.
They're at Sonny's.
Okay, so that's that. That's my teas.
Okay, and then I have a couple non-tea.
Well, let's do this one together because I have this too.
Okay.
I had originally purchased this as Christmas gifts for all of us, but I found out that it starts the first day of Advent, which is November 29th.
Leave the pressure back here. Ouch.
You could have done that without talking.
I'm sorry.
This starts November 29th, and so we would have missed like almost a full month of it, and I didn't want to do that, so I gave it to Davina and Talia, and I kept it. It's called Daily Prayer, but it's actually Bible readings and meditation. Yeah. And this is what it looks like inside. Some of them, they have some with lines, but it's been really hard to get those. And I would rather have this anyway, so I can write in my journal. And there is space. I mean, you have
because you have
but
a short little a little like quote from the psalm or whatever you're going to cover later. So you have Bible verse, you have a reflection, you have a little prayer, and then you have the Our Father and an ending prayer.
And then you have something to remember.
Yeah.
And they have the Psalms, but they don't put the Psalms out. You have to go
They
back.
don't have the Psalms out?
No, you have to go to the back.
Oh.
The back, all the Psalms. It's called the Psalter, and it's in the back.
I did not notice that.
So you just turn to that and you read that
So you
particular
have a Psalm
psalm.
and a Bible read because you have Isaiah here, you have Mark, Genesis.
And I've used this book before. That's why I was able to get it, because Davina gets these every year, and it's been getting steadily more difficult to get them, and I had to switch.
But not this one. It was a different one she was using.
Well, we've all used this one before.
I mean, you said, but the one that was hard to get was
I was getting to this.
Yeah.
The first one I got was put out by the Paulines, and we were getting that for several years, and then I couldn't get it anymore without going to India. And then
Was it India or Philippines?
India.
Was it? Okay.
There's some in the Philippines as well. And then there was one that I got from Claretians, I think, but it never came up with 2021. So I went upstairs to see what else I had used, and this was what I had used. In fact, the cover was the same. They do change the covers, but the cover was the same except for the year. It was 2016. And so I said, okay, I'm going to get this one. And it's good. It doesn't have the lines, but it's good. And
I don't need lines.
I don't need the lines. And Davina, I asked her if she could write in it, and there's plenty of space, and she said she could write in it, and she journals as well. So, and there is space on every page. So
Does she write in hers, or does she?
She does. When she has the lines, but and if she just feels like she needs more room, she does journal. So that's that.
Davina's always been a journaler.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have any more to show? I think you do.
Yes, I do. Sorry, I had to. My journal caught on Valeria's mouth, and I had to fix it. So, because this has a little, where they have that little spiral thing, and the spiral caught.
Yeah.
I fixed her. She's okay.
Yeah. Did I make this one, or you did?
You did.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
I can tell because the eyes aren't the way I would have made them.
What do you mean they're not the way?
I think you might have carried
Yeah,
or
I do
something.
carry. Yeah.
Because and also the brown's
Well, I
pulling
can tell by
into
the tail.
and the
I get-
brown. And the brown's also pulling into the blue a little bit, so I think the way you carried it must have been.
Or I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look like my.
Yeah.
I know my crocheting.
Well, I know from the tail because I gave her a little special tail.
But this is one that Mom gave me, and I started and it looks good. I haven't gotten very far. Only about 30 pages in, and they go through a long description before you actually start practicing journaling.
I have to put that on my wish list. So I need to get the name of that, because I bought that for myself at retreat about maybe 3 years ago, and I hadn't used it, and she's interested in Job. So I said, okay, well, I'll give this to her, and I'll put it on my wish list.
So this is Journaling with Moses and Job, a Christian personal growth path. So just started reading through this. Hopefully we'll get started with the journaling itself pretty soon. And I've journaled on and off through the years, but this year has been a year that I've really gotten into the journaling. So.
Okay, so that takes care of that. What's next?
Then it should be shop news.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any shop?
I don't really because I put up new rosaries in the shop.
Okay. For those of you who are unaware, I have 6 Advent kits. 3 of them are gone. I have 1 DK left and 2 fingering sock left. For anyone who might be interested, I have a thread up for that in the Lady Fernico Creations updates, I think it is. If you're interested, it won't be up too much longer. Because I have to make sure, I have to know what I'm dyeing up. But I thank the people who have already purchased. I am going to start dyeing hopefully this weekend, so that I can get it out to you guys in a good time for you to have it by December 1st and be able to start on whatever it is you want to do. I've put up a bunch of Advent colors. If you're not following me on Instagram, I have put up a small update of Advent colors. And they're all fingering sock at this point. If you want a different base, I have a fair amount of bases on my shelves, and I can, do something else if you don't see it in your base. I did do one. I didn't do a whole lot of anything this week, but I did do one skein, and this one has not been reskeined. This is Candy Corn Fingering Socks Stardust base, and you can see it has not. I still have the ties from when I was dyeing the yarn on here. So this is it. It has not been reskeined. This is what it looks like before it gets reskeined. And it is on the sparkle base, and this is, Davina wanted this.
Yeah, she kept saying, and we kind of thought that she might be wanting it. You weren't completely sure. I was pretty sure she wanted it.
So I flat out asked her.
Yeah.
Because I want to do it if she didn't want it.
Yeah.
And then it's got sparkle. It's not a huge. It's not a in your face sparkle, but it's enough that you'll notice it.
Yeah, because I'd asked her, if she wanted a heavier weight for like a pair of mitts or something, or if she wanted a Davina's hat, and she wanted a Davina's hat. So
I think this will look really cute in a Davina's hat.
I think it will too.
So this is, this is not.
I'm delighted that she likes her Davina's hat so much.
Yeah. So this one is going. I was going to give it to Talia for Christmas, but I don't see the point. So.
Oh, welcome. Thank you.
So that's for Talia. Yarn support.
Right. And it's for me, but really it's for Davina because Davina, it's me to make something for Davina that Davina wanted.
Well, it showcases my yarn and it showcases her pattern.
Yeah.
So it is yarn support, but it's
I had to finish the one I'm working on because that's my Diana's hat / Davina's hat bag.
I need to get pictures of the things you've done in my yarn so I can start putting them up with my colorways.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like I had to figure out like all the things I've knit with your yarn.
Yeah. Yeah, because then I can put a picture of what it might look like.
Yeah.
So, okay. So that's...
Well, no, that's an exploded one over there.
Right. That's just the exploded colorways. Okay, so moving on. I have worked a little on the shared story. That's a lot of fun. We've done a lot of brainstorming for that. We've done some... we don't want to get too far into that because it's already over an hour, but we were looking at the temperaments, and so we've taken all of our characters and we're running them through the temperaments.
Right, because one of the podcasts I was listening to was talking about a book, and I forgot to actually put down in here. It's called The Temperament God Gave You, and it's talking about how you look at your temperaments and then figure out, okay, what you're good at, what some of your faults are, how knowing yourself can help you either, and also knowing other people can help you interact, and then of course help you work on those things that you maybe didn't realize were things that you tend to fall into.
Right. And so it's really interesting.
Well, what's interesting is we also see something that it makes sense. Oh yeah, that's why you get so irritated when I do that or whatever. Because we're very close, but we do have some definite, strong differences in our temperaments.
Right. So we have...
we're doing it with our characters, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, we do it with our characters and stuff like that, because we do things like that.
Well, we're writers, and that's the first thing we're going to go to.
Yeah. My hair's a mess.
But speaking of writing, I actually did get a fair amount of writing done. I wrote for, and I'm looking through here because I wrote down in here. I wrote an article, and by article I mean it's like 300 words, because they do like little, Cathilify does little Instagram posts, and they're using little written 300 word things by different writers that they had like this contest where you got to see if you got to be on their little group of writers, and I got in. And you don't get paid, it's just you write. So I wrote one of my little 300 word articles for them on topics that they chose, but there was no time limits. So I did that, and then also I've been writing, I think I wrote 2 or 3 different things in my blog this week, which is odd considering the fact that there was periods of time where I didn't look on my computer at all.
Right.
I think I had one day where I wrote 2. That's what it was. Sunday I wrote 2, and then I wrote something yesterday. And then reading. Have you been reading?
Let me finish my writing, then I'll go to reading.
Okay, I thought you'd finished writing.
I did
apologize.
write. No, that's fine. I forgot to say it. Write. It could be a blog post, but it's actually in a journal format, and it's probably about 500 or 600 words. And I've kind of started what do you call it? It's just in my documents. It's like a journal diary kind of thing, because sometimes the words come easier when I'm typing. So I just, it's there. It's something that was a reaction type of piece, and it's in there. And I might have to put that other one that precedes it from what we did with Retreat. I might have to write that up and put it in there as well. So, I don't know.
You hadn't written that up?
I have it written. I just haven't put it anywhere.
Oh, okay.
So, and I had something happen that just really bothered me, and I wrote something about it. So...
Yeah, because how we process things, how we vent or whatever, a lot of it comes out in writing.
A lot of mine will come out in fiction. It'll be layered into the fiction. And usually that's the one that people like a lot more. But
usually I'm pretty overt with my stuff, but I have one piece in my Chronically Rambling, which is stuff that's not religious, that is actually really not at all obvious.
Unless you know her.
Unless you know me. Which is odd for me. It's poetry and it's like symbolism, which I don't do. I don't like symbolism.
I like poetry, but usually my poetry is pretty much out there.
This was not my normal.
Yeah.
But it was just something that struck me.
But, so I'm always leery about putting stuff like that out for people to read it. So, not that I'm afraid of sharing what I write, but this is more of a personal nature, and I'm a little more closed in about that kind of stuff. So, I just,
I only put certain kinds of personal stuff
Yeah.
when I'm writing, and usually it had something to do with chronic illness or religion or whatever. Or it's just plain writing.
Right. Now, reading, I did a little reading on Timothy Zahn's book, but I've lost some momentum with it, so
It's harder once you lose momentum.
I've been reading Our Shared Story a lot to keep the momentum going with the book, because I love to write that, but for some reason it's just like, if I don't have the brain power, if I don't have the awakeness, I don't know, the awareness of to be able to write, because if I'm tired, the shared story is a very personal thing, and if I don't have the voices right of the people who are talking, some of them are very straightforward, but some of them have definite mindsets and definite opinions.
You could probably write your main one that's basically like your stand-in in the story.
Sometimes, because if I'm emotional or whatever, it's going to come out what she does. And
'cause I have two characters I can write no matter what mood I'm in usually, but I have like 3 other characters that doesn't matter. Like, I have to be in the right mood and voice or they don't sound right.
Right. I mean, my mentor character I could probably do. He's pretty I know what he's going to do, and I can just, it might not be as flowy as I want it to be, but sometimes some of the other stuff, like when you say, oh, that's out of her character, that's because I'm not there. I'm not listening to her. And so it sounds weird, but if you're a writer, you'll get it.
If you're a writer, you'll get it. What you might want to do is, sometimes maybe it's some eye strain or whatever, maybe have sections printed out like you used to do and write on it.
Yeah.
And see if that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a different mode.
Yeah, because sometimes also my eyes bother me because I have to get my glasses changed and stuff like that.
Because she doesn't have the right computer glasses. So maybe try that occasionally, like print out little sections, because you used to do that when you would bring writing with you. I don't know why I highlighted the Queens of England. I meant to highlight the Other Half podcast. Other Half podcast had an update, I think it was last week, maybe it was the week before. They had I think it was last week, on Mulan on Sunday.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, everyone, they're covering like different people, different women in different points of history. They did all the Queens of England. They did Victorian England. Now he's doing different ones, like different cultures, and this past time was Mulan. And, there's not a lot of proof that she actually existed, but, he's going through the legend that surrounded her and how it built up over over time. So that, I've been reading All Will Be Well, a 30-day retreat with Julianne Norwich, and that's totally the Great Course's fault, because I've been studying different medieval time periods, and she kept coming up in different things, and eventually I just found a book on her. She's an anchorite. Yes. Yeah, because an anchorite's the one there that's walled in. Right. She was an anchorite from the medieval times. If you're not familiar with anchorites, look into it. It's really...
It's fascinating.
It's a fascinating idea, but she was an anchorite.
I always wonder how they do the necessaries.
They would pass things to them. Actually, it wasn't, like, not all of them were really closed in, like, where they only had one room. They had what they needed in there, and it wasn't just like, oh, you're in a little...
Oh, okay.
It was like your little house, and some of them were bigger than others.
Okay.
But...
Because I always had the impression almost like they had a chair to sit on. And
No. And apparently she even had, like, a servant or two to help her out.
The poor servant can't go anywhere.
No, they can go out.
Okay.
But I guess they couldn't come in.
It's like a cloister.
Well, she was in there by herself.
But it's like a cloister. If you actually have rooms where you can do things.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, I can... part of me is like, wow, that's kind of cool. If you have your bathroom and your ability to make your food, then, you just stay there and do your thing.
Yeah, because if you read the beginning of the book of about Julian Norwich, they go in how it wasn't quite as secluded as you imagine, like you said, where you're just walled into one room. I guess some of them were.
Some of them were, yeah.
But she wasn't.
Because they were talking about somebody, I forget, I must be mixing up the couple, but it looked like they were walled up, almost like they were very small space. And they were watching people doing things out there, and I guess the host had been spilled. And and they were watching how it was handled out there.
Because a lot of times your only entrance, you didn't have a door, and you have 2 windows. I think you had a window maybe to the outside, where they pass you your food and stuff, and then you had a window that was facing to this church, so you could see Jesus.
It's just, you could have your mass and all that kind of stuff.
So
you probably have communion that way too.
Yeah, but it's a very interesting time period, very interesting segment of society. You also had what were they called? The ones who were on the
poles. I was thinking about those because they sat on the poles, and that's all they did. They sat up there.
Right, and those I don't get even more.
I don't get that. I understand. I don't know what they were called, but I
used to know what they were.
I kind of get the ones who are walled in. They're kind of like hermits.
Yeah.
They're kind of like cloistered. And if they have that much space, then I get that even more. They have a little bed, they have their little desk, and they have, the ability to be fed and go to the restroom. Then I get that. But if I don't understand if you're sitting up on a pole all the time, and it's raining, and it's sleeting, and it's hot.
And usually those were guys.
Yeah, they usually were.
And usually the people, you had the ones who were guys who were walled in, but usually those were anchorites.
Yeah.
Usually they were women. The guys were called something slightly different.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes.
Sorry.
I finished Great Courses Plus class on the Vikings, which was interesting. And I just finished The Great Minds in the Medieval World, which is by Dorsey Armstrong, one of my favorite Great Courses instructors. And now I was like, okay, I've done all this history stuff. Let me do something science. So I'm now doing Great Courses Plus on the addictive mind, which is fascinating. And that isn't being sarcastic. I really am fascinated. That was a previous area of work of mine.
See, I would love to do something with archaeology or something. That'd be cool.
Well, the forensic classes are fascinating.
Yeah. We love science. We love history. It's just... And
also, the one I want to do after that, either in between history class or right after this, is they have one called the Learning Mind. Talks about... It's somewhat associated with the way addiction works as well. You get the same dopamine infusion, and the Great Courses versus the Great Courses Plus, I already had purchased a class called Life and Writings of C.S. Lewis, so I've been listening to that a little bit too.
I have something like that on Tolkien.
Great Courses doesn't have that, I don't think, because I was looking for something on the Inklings.
I have one. It's done by Joseph Pierce, and I have both the. Actually, it's not on Tolkien. It's on The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Okay, because I tried to look for something on the Inklings, and unfortunately Great Courses didn't have anything, because I really am interested in that whole group.
You should check out the Catholic Culture one, because that has a lot of stuff too.
But I had to purchase them. Yeah.
I don't know if they have a subscription. If they have a subscription, when I let my other subscription run out, I might ask Daddy to get me that one. But anyway, are we going into personal stuff?
Yes.
Okay, into personal stuff.
But we'll usually say goodbye to people.
I am.
Okay.
Yes. We're going to go into personal stuff. So we're going to say goodbye to those of you who don't really want to see this kind of stuff.
Sorry for all the rambly.
Well, that's what we do. Yeah. And if you want to leave because you're not interested in the personal stuff or it makes you uncomfortable, we get that. That's fine. We hope to see you here next weekend for the Fun in the Woman Cave. We will give you a few minutes after we say thank you to everybody. We want to thank Brittany, Renna, Looney Hiker, Steph, Wendy MacGyver, Chronically Crocheting, Emma, and the Crafty Nomad, Pat, and Dittmer. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm saying this right. Dittmer Nittari. Thank you for commenting. I didn't see anybody at PHM as of this moment, as when we started, but if you were there, thank you for commenting. We always appreciate all your comments. We try to get to them before the podcast. That's why you see this rush of comments from me on Saturday before we start, because I don't want to leave you hanging. But thank you very much for all your comments. We really appreciate them. And now those of you who are not wanting to see the personal stuff, we'll say goodbye, and we'll wish you a very blessed week full of every good thing, okay? All right, give you a couple of seconds here. I think they're probably gone by now.
They are too.
Okay.
So, let's see. New for personal stuff. I wasn't on terribly much because physical therapy kind of threw me for a loop. I think I'm still kind of recovering from last week, and also weather started coming in, so then I started a new flare. So I still tire fairly easily, and also when I start feeling well, I tend to overdo it because I get this burst of energy. I want to do all the things while I still have the energy. And
Crystal was saying something like that. I don't remember if it was in a response to our video, or if she was just a private, what do we, on the video itself, her video, or if it's just I don't know how she said it, but she was mentioning how.
Yeah, because, I mean, you actually have energy to do stuff, so when you are able to do it, you want to take advantage of it. And it's like you do all the things, and you pay for it, and you send yourself into another flare. But it's like, you got to do stuff when you can.
Because it doesn't matter if you pace yourself and try to do small, then you just don't get as much done.
No, then you just don't get to enjoy the time that you feel well. So you just do the best you enjoy what you can, and you try to take precautions, but you're still going to flare.
Right.
It's just the nature of life. You get used to it. But I probably, excuse me. I am so sorry. It's like I had a catch in my throat. Okay, that feels better.
Take your throat out.
Yes, because that'll work. Absolutely.
Just as well as taking my shoulder out, Will.
Yes, but your shoulder isn't necessary for breathing.
Your throat's not necessary for breathing, just your windpipe.
Your windpipe kind of is in this area.
You don't have to take it out, just leave it there. You just won't.
And your throat's also necessary for, like, eating.
Leave your esophagus in there, that's all. I know stuff. Keep going. I succeeded in grossing her out.
No, it's just...
you just keep
trying
going.
to explain to you how wrong that is.
I just don't... The throat is the outer. Just do your thing. Finish talking.
I can't even begin. Okay.
I have succeeded.
Okay, she's just so wrong.
I'm never wrong.
Okay.
First lesson.
All right. I'm trying to get started again. Just that image is just so... No, you can't.
Here endeth the lesson.
Yeah, sorry, reference. I need to take a drink because I have that catch where you have... where all you feel like you can do is cough.
Yeah.
Almost feels like you have something stuck. All right, it's going to stay there. It's fine.
Okay.
So what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so I need to make sure I put my legs up when I'm going to be sitting for an extended period of time. Mom and I were talking. I was having fun, and I didn't put up my legs, and maybe we had too much light, and maybe it just wasn't...
Maybe just because you wanted to do it. The flare.
Right, exactly. But physical therapy, I... didn't feel it, but I was doing okay. And then we tried a little something new, which was simple, just like tapping your toes on the step. Simple, right? Balance. Easy. I was, like, so wiped out. I had to rest laying flat before I left physical therapy for I don't know how long.
Our physical therapy, as I mentioned before, is fantastic.
They probably hate me.
No, they don't. Amanda's not capable
I am an awful patient.
Amanda and Jackie are incapable of hating.
Because I am such, like... I'm a problematic patient.
No, Amanda and Jackie don't mind a challenge. They mind people who are non-compliant. You're not non-compliant, so they don't mind a challenge. They are excellent physical therapists. I've used both of them. They are absolutely fantastic.
Oh, they're amazing.
They are. The whole place is wonderful.
And they don't make you feel that way. Just one of those things that as a healthcare provider, or I guess former healthcare provider.
But you wouldn't feel that way about a person like
you.
Oh,
no,
either.
Of course not. But they're not me. I'm a healthcare provider. I'm supposed to, be different. It's a thing. Other healthcare providers would get it. You hold yourself to a different standard. Yes.
Anyway.
You're supposed to be like Superman.
Anyway.
Superwoman. Anyway. So, yeah. And then yesterday I had my first migraine since I got the migraine medicine. And I probably should have taken it a little bit earlier. I've been trying... It's hard for me to tell because sometimes I'll have just a little ache in the eye and then I'll be fine. If I turn down the lights and rest a little bit, it'll go away. But yesterday I started getting a little bit of a headache. I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm headed to migraine. Let me have it. I took it before it kicked in. I actually did start heading into the migraine where light was extremely painful. And I was going to start heading to full-blown migraine mode. But then it kicked in and...
The medicine
kicked in, and I actually got some relief with it. I actually even got some relief from the pain that I get back here. So it's not just surgery related or instability related, which is actually kind of relief. It's partially migraine related.
So that's good. And I'm hoping that when they find out that it is helping, that they give her more. So that, because they only give her 9 for the month.
Apparently that is an insurance thing. Because I talked to my migraine groups, and everyone only gets 9 for a month.
So what do they do if they get more migraines?
I think that they probably supplement with a different migraine PRN.
Okay.
So,
because you should have at least, half a month's worth.
Right, just in case.
Just in case.
Because I also have the ability to take twice a day.
Right.
And I probably could have benefited from taking a second time a day because my eyes were still hurting later in the day. I kept wearing the glasses, but it wasn't at the horrible level that it was when Father was here, where I couldn't even say goodbye to him, really. I was headed to my room. I hurt too
much. Doubt he noticed.
No, he's too caught up in our movies.
Yes, he loves our movies.
But
we have a great priest.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
But, it was nice to have something that actually relieved that pain, because I'm so used to all my things being really subtle in how they help, and I don't notice until it's taken away. Mm-hmm. It was nice to have something that worked fairly quickly. Even if it didn't take it all away, it was enough that I could function.
It takes the edge off.
It took the edge off and made it so I wasn't absolutely miserable and light. So it was really nice.
Now for me, you might find me less active on social media. I'm getting, people who've been with us for a while know I kind of go in cycles. And I'm hitting that cycle again where it's a little bit overwhelming. It's a little bit too much, and I'm going to be cutting back.
And I've been doing that as well.
It's making me unhappy.
Yeah.
So there's too much negativity and things like that, and I'm getting hit with things that I don't want to be hit. Nobody's being personal. I'm not getting attacked.
No.
It's not anything like that.
Mom gets severely affected by negative things that are out in the new, floating in the ether of the internet.
So I have to, and it's making it difficult for me to concentrate on things that are important.
Probably actually stinting your creativity a bit too.
It might be. And it's, like I think Brittany had mentioned that I need to get some time by myself. Well, part of the after effects of all this stuff from the internet is that even if I'm by myself, I still have all this stuff in my head. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily something that I can put my finger on. It's just in there, and I can't quiet my head, my mind, to do other things, to do creativity, to do prayers, to do whatever it is I want to do.
Well, what I've found, too, that if I can't quiet, some of the things that are nice is nice, restful music to get you sliding into that mode.
Right, and I do have that, but sometimes I just want quiet.
Right, well, but sometimes you might need help sliding into the quiet because your head's going too fast.
And I did that the other day when I was doing my prayers. I just had quiet music and I was like, I don't even want this. I just want this off.
Good. So it got you to the point where you were able to slide, though.
Yeah. So if you don't see me a whole lot on social media, I'm just pulling back. If you need, if you want to talk to me, I will see that and I will go ahead and respond. But if you, some of the people I watch on the podcasts and stuff, it's not that I'm dropping anybody necessarily. I might drop some people I haven't watched in a while, but
she's just pulling back.
I'm just pulling back. And I did want to, before I forget, I wanted to let you guys know that Dittmer Nittari has a new podcast.
So check her out.
I think her name is Bev.
I think you're right.
Dittmer Nittari. She has her first podcast out. Her first episode was out last week. She might have another one up. I'm not sure. And she's really sweet. She has a really easy style. She has a unique niche. She does felted bags.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
And she's very talented. So you might want to check her out.
Those are probably nice and heavy duty. Like nice and sturdy.
She has, I wish I had said this before we sent people away. She has a really good can-do attitude. So check her out if you need someone to watch. Dittmer Nittari, I am still going to be watching you, but if I don't show up right away, it's, like I said, I'm pulling back.
Well, you need to give yourself that time, even if it's only 5 or 10 minutes, or just you are focused on your own self-care, mental health, religious health.
And you also have the thing where, okay, you're so much on the computer that other things are suffering. And I'm not even talking about my writing and my yarn dyeing and all that. I'm talking about, okay, I need to clean the kitchen. I need to clean the bathroom. And if I don't do that for any amount of time in a row, then I start feeling guilty and I start feeling, not not like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, yeah, that's enough about me, I guess. But anyway, that's...
I know that I also... So for people who don't know, you can set your Facebook on quiet mode. And on the iPhone in particular, Mom's phone, I can figure it out completely. You can set it on quiet mode where it's quiet mode between this time and that time. On certain days of the week, you can even choose what days of the week. And I have like 2 times during the day where my quiet mode is off on Facebook, where I can go on and be on there. But otherwise, it tells me when I go on, hey, you're in quiet mode. Now, I can override it. But a lot of times the reminder is enough. Oh yeah, I'm in quiet mode. It keeps me from being on there all the time, because I have a tendency, especially when I'm not feeling well, to waste a lot of time on there, which I honestly, it's not always the most relaxing way to spend it, even when I'm not feeling well.
It's not.
Because I don't want to see people's arguments, or even the groups I follow for support for health stuff. I really want something that's just relaxing.
Right.
So I'm finding other avenues.
And I think since I have to figure out, I don't know if I can do it on Facebook on my computer, but I need to figure out a way where I say, okay, this is the time period I can do stuff, kind of like I do during Lent. That if I, I've said, okay, I'm not going to be on there. I will always be available for Etsy.
Yeah, me too.
And I will always be available for PHN.
And I check my email, and PHN stuff does come through to my email, especially if you tag me.
Right.
If I don't go there right away, it's not necessarily, it's either because I'm so brain fogged I can't think, or I have a migraine.
Right. And for me, like I said, if I don't respond to you for something, try to email me or hit me at PHN, because...
Well, don't hit her, please. That's
email
nice.
me, go through Etsy or go through PHN. I will see those places. Instagram, I'm trying... that's a little overwhelming for me right now. So if you catch me on Instagram and I don't say something, you need to tag me.
I will see private messages on Instagram, but I don't always go there right away. If I'm... Like I said, same thing as for... PHN. If I'm brain fogged or if I have a migraine, I don't go there.
And I do check my private messages, because I have a couple people who primarily get in touch with me there. So I will see them eventually, but tag me, because sometimes I don't see them right away, because I have 2 accounts. I have one for business and one for personal. And if you put it on my personal, I might not see it right away. So if I don't see it right away, hit me somewhere else. Tag me. Hey,
Why are you telling people to hit you?
I don't know. I am a glutton for punishment. Okay, so anyway, but that's basically. I mean, it's been okay. I mean, we're having, we're fine.
Oh yeah,
we're fine. We're not having any issues of any kind, really. Thank God, and we're just looking forward to the fall weather. I'm looking forward to getting out of October for Talia. Hopefully that will ease
because
things up.
with pots there's something called the October slide, where it's something to do with the weather changes. It really is. It's been noted in a significant amount of the population that we can have really bad symptoms during October.
So we're halfway through October. I'm a little sad that we haven't got more changing colors yet. So hopefully we'll get some.
Now, just because we slide out of October doesn't necessarily mean anything for me, because I'm affected by all barometric pressure, weather. If it snows, I feel it. Rains, heat, whatever.
But
I'm a barometer.
Hopefully it will ease up a little bit.
But between the POTS and the migraines, both of them are weather affected.
Now, for those of you who stayed here for this part of the podcast, I'll kind of give you a little bit of a heads up what we're doing next month for our longs.
Okay, that's a good idea.
We are planning on doing, for our year-long next year, so you guys maybe get prepared, we're doing a Christmas all year along. So we'll be doing Ready, Set, Go and Christmas all year. So that would be like Christmas gifts, Christmas themed.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, y'all.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. You can put some of your charity stuff in there for Christmas stuff. I mean,
right.
I think it's Stephanie who does all the Operation Christmas Child.
And isn't Toys for Tots generally around Christmas?
Yes, it is. I do not know.
I don't know if they accept
handmade.
I thought they used to, but I don't know that
that's
they do
the
anymore.
military, and I don't know if they do or not. The military, all the branches of the
that's
service.
only military?
No, they sponsor it. Usually the Marines do it, but I know the Air Force do it too. So
I mean, I guess it makes sense. I remember, didn't they used to have like Toys for Tots boxes in the commissary?
And the BX.
And the BX. That's one thing of not the commissary, the BX.
So for those of you who are not military, Air Force BS is a base exchange. For Army, it's post exchange PX. So
and it's basically like your Walmart.
Yeah, it has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and it's where you go. It's got lower prices for the military people.
Yeah, because you don't get a lot of money.
And the only way you can get in is with your ID card.
Yeah,
So if you forget your ID, you're kind of like, can I sneak in? Because I feel like I forgot my ID once or twice as a kid.
Yeah. Well, if you have to be 10 to have an ID, so if you're younger, they figure you're there with your parents.
Yeah.
So,
I must have had it, though, at least... most of my memories from worrying about the ID were in D.C. when I would have been old enough to have an ID.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember having to worry about that in England.
Well, you had one in England. Well, no, you might not have.
Because we left...
Yeah, because you were 9, I guess, when we left.
No, I was 10 when we left, so I might have just got
ID,
one.
yeah.
And which might have been, if I do remember it, it was because it was so new that I was worried about forgetting my ID.
But anyway...
I don't have a military ID anymore.
Mine...
Is yours expired now?
Mine's expired because of COVID. I have to go get it renewed. I have a retired ID because my husband's retired military, so... But anyway...
Does Davina still get one?
No, because she's not under... we're thinking about getting her one, though.
Because she is a dependent, so she should be able to get one.
But anyway, the point is, I wanted to give you a heads up that we will be doing a Christmas along all year, and then we will be doing Ready, Set, Go in January. Both of these start in January. Okay, that's kind of your perk for staying with us through all this rambling. Okay.
And we do just kind of go stream of consciousness. It's like you're sitting here. We aren't planning any of these conversations. No. They just happen.
They just happen. I mean, sometimes Ty doesn't know a lot of times Ty doesn't know what I'm going to say. I just say it, and I look at her and say, right? And she's like, okay. So.
Yeah, because if I know what she's going to say, it's more because I know her than we planned it. I mean, we don't script.
I mean, we do talk sometimes about what we're going to say, but that's usually the main part of the podcast.
No, it's going to be like things like, we want to make sure we mention XYZ. I feel like there was something I wanted to mention, but I can't remember.
We probably have to wait because it's almost 2 hours. So
yeah.
We're going to say goodbye and apologize, kind of, for keeping you so long. We want to wish you all a very blessed day and week full of knitting, crocheting, and every blessing and good thing, whatever it makes you happy. And we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 424. And that's, I almost forgot, a wrap.
Bye. Was that your stomach?
My tummy rumbles.
A rumbly in your tumbly?
Rumbly in my tumbly.
Now that's a wrap.